Okay, so welcome to Vince with Kramer, and so what I'm going to be doing now is you've just seen the unboxing video. Hopefully I'm going to actually go up here, I'm going to be up on the roof and try and install this. So one thing that I am trying to do is, because it's never facing south at all, I've already looked through the augmented reality part on the app and seen that we have a nice clear view of the northern sky going this way. The part of the roof right here doesn't get in the way at all, and so be able to just put the Ridgeline roof mount going right over the top of this right here, helping to see it. And so join us along the way as help to get this installed. Okay, so what I want to try and use are these concrete blocks. They're nice and heavy. There's just some leftover ones that I had setting off to the side. And take this, and then if I actually have it on the roof, it'll end up being spread out. Let me go ahead and lock it to be able to help show a little bit of an angle that it'll be having. The blocks, there's a little bit of a lip there. You can definitely see why you can't go too steep on the roof. I think if it was any steeper, then I would end up having to use some of the smaller blocks, so like kind of like the regular little pavers, in order to be able to help out with this. All the blocks will get set on the side. I'll have to put the mat there ahead of time. See which way works the best. I could try doing it this way. It would definitely make it more stable for being able to tilt. Yeah, I think I might end up doing it this way. And have it spread on there. That way there's less chance of being able to move. And what I'd like to be able to do is try and put some like chunks of wood. Just because I have a wood shake roof. And try and help cover this up here. Not let a bunch of snow and ice start to build up. And kind of go from there. Eventually end up putting the satellite onto here. And if I need to, I can start putting at least another weight on each side. Okay. So my dad had an awesome idea. We needed to be able to check to see whether or not the satellite dish was going to be able to help set and clear the mount because of these blocks and they're so high. They did recommend to try and use some of the bigger blocks, but I'm not sure if I'm just putting them in the wrong spot or not. But one thing that you'll start to see here is, although it does fit, especially when it's stowed like it's kind of flat here searching, one thing that I've noticed is that my dish is always facing north and it's at an angle, and it comes down too much, it's gonna hit. It could end up messing up servos, all kinds of other different things like that. I don't know what exactly is gonna happen. So I had to come up with a different solution. That's where I have these other blocks right here. So we're gonna do some swap outs here real quick and be able to help show you. Ideally, I think I can still end up keeping some extra weight that I put in the middle. But I need to get rid of these bigger blocks because they're just gonna be too much in the way. Put these blocks just like this here. I like this. I definitely think whenever they did recommend the smaller pavers, those are significantly better. They're so much more stable. I think it's just going to work out a lot better. These just happen to be some extra like edge blocking I had going around the house. I'll be able to set them in. They're not going to be tilting over. I'm not going to have to worry about any type of, because one thing why I was wanting to put the wood blocks or the wood covering this here is with these big holes, either having bees or bird nests or something like that happening, or snow building up and building a bunch of ice. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case here, and you can definitely see the difference in the height between the two and how much more room the satellite dish has to move around. I think that's going to make a big difference. These still weigh a considerable amount. I mean, they are solid concrete compared to the other blocks here having the holes in them. And so if you take the two of these, they weigh about the same as these bigger concrete blocks, which is going to be nice to be able to help have that. And so trying to be able to test it out, see what works best for you, I think it's gonna be important. And then in a little bit, I'll be up on the roof, actually putting this up there, and then start doing some speed tests again afterwards. Try now see how things go.
Here we are back. I'm going to show you again the problem that Josh was explaining. This dish, when it's clearing and originally setting, goes to a full vertical angle. With the big cinder blocks, this would have come down, locked onto the block, and more than likely stripped out the gears inside of this or caused a short something. I don't know exactly how the internals are structured. But with the small blocks that are at least 8 pounds each, you're getting 16 pounds between each two. Josh has another flat block here that's about an 8-pounder. So we have more than enough of the 80-pound that they require or are asking for weight to help hold this down. But now we're free and clear for any movement on the dish as it needs to realign or whenever it goes through a reset. Hope this helps.
Okay, so one of the things I think that was an ingenious idea by the team at Starlink, thanks for this though, is the satellite dish bag for whenever you're carrying it up a ladder. Because to carry this big dish, you're gonna have to hold on to it with the hand. You're only having to grab on one point. And obviously you need to try and have at least 3 points of connection on a ladder at one given point in time. This helps to make that possible. So, taking the dish, I have it already kind of mounted on the existing one right here, but I will just kind of put it right inside the bag, stick this right over the top. There's a nice little cinch strap right here. Pull that in nice and tight. And now, when I disconnect this below here, you pull a little bit tighter. Set this over here. You can start to see how it starts pulling all the way around. Make sure, so what I just made a mistake on doing, is I did not push this little button forward to help cinch that rope. And then just to be safe while I'm walking up there, we're gonna loop this around. Do a quick simple slip knot on here. Help make sure it doesn't come off. And that should be making it to where I can pull this up, take this strap, and that way I can then sling it right over my back and carry it nice and easy right up on the ladder.